I'm going to put 2 cups of flour with 2 tablespoons of yeast. I'm making a simple baguette recipe. This recipe has no oil in it. The reason we put salt on the other side of the yeast, we don't want the yeast to be retarded on the salt. In goes 1 3/4 of water. We don't want to increase the heat of the dough because we don't want to increase the proofing. The proofing has to be done naturally. So we want to naturally proof it with using room temperature water. I'm going to oil my hand and transfer the dough to this pan which I've lined with parchment. I'll oil the pan. I'm using a half sheet pan. You can use any square or rectangular pan, and the reason we use it is when it proofs, it's just easier to cut out your baguettes. We cover the dough, and the reason we cover the dough, we don't want a skin to be formed, because when the skin is formed, it delays the proofing of the dough. Our baguette dough is ready. We are just going to turn it over. We don't want to let the air out. So the reason that we use a square or rectangular pan is when we take it out, it already has a form for our baguette. And we're going to form a little roll and place it on our pan. This pan is relatively inexpensive. It's about $25 in Amazon, you can get it. Here's my second baguette. I floured the surface with cornmeal and flour. Just going to make a little roll. Doesn't have to be perfect, and we're going to lay it on our baguette pan. The baguette then sits for about 30 minutes, 20-30 minutes, and it goes into a 400-degree oven for about 30-40 minutes. So here we have our baguette lined up in our baguette baked pan. I used a scraper to cut our dough, and with this recipe I get 3 baguettes at a time. We can use our scraper to clean our flour off our bench, and don't have to make to Paris to taste this baguette. You can make it at home. This pan is excellent because it's got holes underneath. It lets the heat from the oven go inside the bread equally, so it gives it a good crunch. Our baguette's going to the bottom shelf of the oven at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes. Our baguette looks like it's ready. Look how beautiful they are. The baguette came out very crunchy. Nice and crunchy. And you see there, it's okay to have those air bubbles in there. That's how it should be. Because remember, we didn't knock out the air for this dough. Thank you for joining me.